Kev, good to see you. How's the season gone so far, from your point of view?
Well, it's been great, hasn't it? It's been great. You know, if we think about the milestones that we've had in the season to date, you know, Asia Trophy, Europa League, Premier League. It's a really exciting place to be and a really exciting time to be involved with a football club. I'm sure we're going to talk in a bit more detail about some of those things, but there are competitions that we all want to be involved in because that's what all the big clubs do. They play in all of these organised competitions that are at the highest level, and so it's been fantastic so far.
Because it's a very different preparation to go to China and do everything that you did out there and have the success you had there, and then marry it with straight into a Europa League qualifying campaign.
Yeah, I mean the obvious nervousness about going to Shanghai and going all that way to China is about the preparation of the team, and generally that's what pre-season is for, is trying to make sure the preparation of the team is absolutely spot on so that we start the season as strongly as possible. And that's why teams generally stay a bit closer to home, for us perhaps stay in Europe, etc. So yeah, for sure, there was a little bit of nervousness around going to Shanghai and participating in the Asia Trophy for all of those reasons. But actually the trip was, I think, was a resounding success. Off the field, the operations were outstanding. The quality of support and provision from the Premier League and from our staff was of the highest level, and then actually the games, and then winning those games, going on to win the Asia Trophy, you know, it couldn't have gone better for us. And I think we were all pleasantly surprised about what that sort of trip can offer, not only the football club, but also the team and the coaching team, to allow us to prepare for two big competitions.
Because from a personal point of view, what's it meant to you the last couple of weeks to see the team? Because you've been on a journey at this football club. You've been there right when it needed rebuilding. To see it at that moment, I said this to Jeff, when the Europa League music hit and the stadium is branded like that and the stadium's full, it's pretty special.
Yeah, it's a dream come true, really. I remember being at Carlisle away. I remember us drawing almost last minute, Coventry at home, and some nervousness and some tension about whether we were going to be able to get out of League One, first time we're asking. And so for us to go from that position to where we are now is a dream come true. I'd like to say we're trying our very best to enjoy it. I'm not sure that's possible in my role. It's more about relief, really, to make sure we deliver everything as appropriately as we should and we get the result and so on and so on. But yeah, it's where everybody wants to be. You know, I often say to staff and to the team, you know, at big clubs, enough is never enough. And what I mean by that is you have the pressure to deliver day after day. But I regard us as being very lucky that right at this present moment in time, we're in a position whereby we get to have that pressure because we're involved in the Premier League, we're involved in the Europa League, and we want to be continuing to succeed in those competitions. A lot of clubs can't say that. So from my perspective, yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity and a fantastic time to be involved with Wolves.
We talk about pressure. There's, I guess, a little bit more on you now that you're on the board as well. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
How has life changed from that point of view?
Well, first and foremost, very proud to have been asked by Jeff in the football club. I've been here over 11 years now. I've given a big part of my life to Wolves, and quite rightly, because I've enjoyed every single minute. You know, I love working at this football club and being a part of what we're trying to achieve. What does it mean? It means more responsibility in supporting Jeff in particular. From a club side, so as you well know, my role is about the sporting side, it's about the football, you know, all the way from first team down to the academy, whereas now it's a bit of that time, a percentage of that time is signed off to work across Molineux, to support the heads of department over there, and to support Jeff in particular, to help those heads develop a really clear vision, a really clear strategy and philosophy, to hopefully take the whole football club forwards in the direction in which Fosun want us to travel.
I guess it's important then that the structure below you here at Compton works. I know you've had a little bit of change with kind of Scott stepping up in the academy and taking more control of that. How is all of that settling in?
Yeah, it feels like a very normal step. Truth be known, if we talk about the academy in particular in the first instance, very sorry to lose Gareth Prosser to the Premier League and the general manager for the audit company, because he did a fantastic job for us. But succession planning has always been a big part of what we do here. If you look at the majority of the first team staff now, they've all at one stage worked as either part-time or full-time within the academy, and then developed and grown and built their way into a more senior position. And that's not been no different with Scott. Scott was he came initially as under-23s coach, and then he was head of coaching and development, and so it was a natural transition for us for him to move into that lead role in the academy. And I have to say, it settled very well. He knows the football club, he knows the players very well, he knows the people very well, so it felt a nice, a good fit. And I'm pleased to say he's doing a great job. And then if you talk about the other heads of the department, well, they've been in the football club for a long time, and to my mind, I don't think we've ever been in as good a position as we are now in terms of the collective piece where everybody is singing from the same hymn sheet and understanding their roles and responsibilities to allow the football to be as successful as it has been.
What's the plan for replacing Rob? You've got that vacancy for the under-23s.
Yeah, so as with any point of recruitment, we've obviously already opened it out to the public. I think there'll be a lot of people who are very interested in the role. It's a great time to be involved with Wolves. Everybody can see that academy is a big part of our plan, a big part of Fosun's plan for the future, which I think is important. But of course, there'll also be some individuals that may not apply that we'll be keen to speak to. So for us, it's about, again, trying to find somebody who has a clear skill set for working with under-23s football, and has a clear skill set for allowing us to build and develop what is already a very good plan.
Because it's a good opportunity, that job, isn't it? I mean, Jeff's talked in the past about the club within a club structure, the uniqueness of the academy trying to be self-sustaining, and the way that goes forward. Yeah,
I mean, if you're talking about unique selling point, the chairman travelling the length and breadth of the country to watch the under-23s team, which he does. The sporting director watching every game, the head of recruitment watching every game, senior coaching team, academy manager, all centred and circled around this academy plan and this academy programme, and talking about it day on day, and really saying to the U23 coach, look, come on, what support can we give you? What support can we give you, you and the team, to help you to be successful? Which, of course, helps us to be successful, because the better the plan is, the more opportunity we've got to get these young players into the first team. If you add to that, you've got Nuno and his coaching team working with these players on a daily basis, weekly basis, which is what we have at the moment. I think it's as good a plan as anything in the country. Of course, what that U23 coach needs to do, he needs to be able to harness that and support that to help us to be able to get more players into the first team, or help us to develop the academy plan where we're developing success here or somewhere else for those young players.
Let's talk transfers. How happy were you with the last summer?
Yeah, I think we had a clear plan for the last summer, and the clear plan was to look at young talent with high potential, provide more balance to the group. I think we felt we had a very strong starting 11, starting 14. I think we're proving that this season. And of course, what we wanted to do, we wanted to add to that and add more support to that if we possibly could. And I think with the guys that we brought in, in Catrone, in Neto, Jordao, Shabani, Vallejo, you can see we've brought in a lot of good, strong young talent that's able to support the group very quickly. Now the hope is, just like we did with Dendonka last season, they get to find their feet very quickly, and then they start to challenge and push some of that senior team, and start to take starting places. And I think we've already seen that all of those players have got the potential to do that. So yeah, fairly pleased. Again, I wouldn't say that we are, we don't regard the opportunity to do more, because we're always going to try and push for more and try and strengthen the group, that little bit further. But hopefully we can work on that and address that in the next window.
Yeah, you've got further windows. I think Jeff's talked about you can use your time across a couple of windows to try and sort some things out. I guess that all plays into the element of your targets are not just based on this season, but across the next couple of years.
Yeah, and it's you've mentioned about evolution, and I don't think we need a revolution at all. I think we've got a very strong foundation, a very strong base, and then of course we've also talked about succession planning and staff and helping them to grow and develop into senior roles. That's no different with players. We're succession planning all the time to make sure that we've got players in the pipeline that are ready if we lose somebody, or if we transfer somebody, or if we want to support somebody. And so that's exactly what the plan looks like. We're continually working across, football never stops, does it? You can watch a game every single moment of every single day. So we're working across a load of leagues, continually reviewing where we are, evaluating what we need, and then talking to the coaching team about some of the players that might fit the profiles of positions that we need, and then hopefully make some hard and fast decisions as we get a bit closer to the window.
Thanks for your time, Kev.
Great. Thank you very much.